Piscine, how to keep your thoughts always positive. What is your opinion about karma? How to keep your thought always positive? That's a very good question. I wonder, maybe we can just reverse it and say, do we gain anything by thinking negative? Other than getting worried, getting anxious, bring anxieties, and become fearful, and feel depressed. I mean, is that good? Should we prefer that to be negative? And the consequence of the results of it would be the anxiety and fear and depression and all that. Would that be of any help to the quality of our life? So if it doesn't, then obviously it's better to keep positive. Meaning, every time that negative thing comes, you just remind yourself, this is a thought. This is not an actuality. A negative thought has nothing to do with it actually happening or being the truth or being the actuality. Negative thought is based on the fears that we have. Fears about losing what we love. Fears about not having the kind of life that we do. Human being is always looking for psychological security and always afraid to lose that psychological security. And therefore, negative thoughts keep coming and attacking what we most love because we are afraid of not having that what we really like and the way our life is, the way that we are, the way that we are put together. We love the way we are ourselves, about our life, about ourselves, about good things that are happening in our life. And therefore, we are afraid and fearful of losing it. And that's when the negative thought comes to mind, because we're afraid of if what we love so much would be tampered with and would be taken away from us. So that fear creates that negative thought. But you should not pay attention to that, because negative thought is just thought. And thought, stupid. Thought is stupid. There's no credibility to thought. All thoughts, most thoughts are illusions. They have no actuality to them. They're thoughts. Yeah? They're just thinking. But they're not actuality. It doesn't have to be the way your thinking says. But because the thought appears in your head, and that's inside you, and you have belief and credibility for yourself, and you think because it's appeared in your head, therefore it's in me, and I'm credible, I know who I am, I know the source, I trust the source, therefore it must be true. But no, it's not. Thoughts are lies. Thoughts are stupid. Thoughts are simply have no credibility. But you are conditioned to think because a thought appears in your head, therefore it must have any basis and credibility because it's there. You can see it, you can imagine it. It's come to you, and therefore it has appeared. Therefore it must mean something. No, it means nothing. It means it's just nonsense. So you don't have to. You're conditioned to think that your thoughts are real. Why? Because it is like everyone has created a certain kind of a virtual memory goggle, virtual reality goggle. You know these games, Sony games and whatnot. You put a goggle on your eyes, and all you see is what's in that screen through the goggle. Nothing outside the screen exists. So your whole world becomes limited to what you can see in that video game, in that movie, with having that virtual reality goggle on. Because the outside frame is broken. There's nothing outside. It's only that. Therefore, your full attention is on that what is shown in the goggle. Therefore, that becomes your world, and you believe it. Therefore, in a way, you actually can fall. You think that you're falling off a cliff or whatnot, because there's nothing else, no point of reference, no differences between what you see and the outside of the goggle. You think there's no outside of the goggle exists. You think that's all the whole world is. And your mind, your consciousness, is like the virtual reality goggle. Because you think that's all there is in the world, because that's your limit of understanding, your field of vision. And you can't see anything else beyond your consciousness. Therefore, you think that's all there is. There's nothing beyond that. Therefore, anything in your consciousness you think is truth. Because you can't figure out anything else. You can't see. Your field of vision is limited. But if you take the goggle off, and you will say, oh my goodness, beside the ends of the screen that I could see, there are other things, there are buildings and ocean and things that I couldn't see while the goggle was on. So when you understand that beyond your consciousness, there are more things that you don't have in the control of your consciousness, is not part of your consciousness, then you understand that thoughts are very limited, knowledge is limited, nothing that appears in your mind is 100% true, and it all is an illusion. So you don't have any good reason to believe all your thoughts or any of your thoughts unless you see them turn into actuality. And then that's not a thought anymore. So that's what I think about thoughts, positive thoughts, negative thoughts. Something to think about. Otherwise, this can be a very long discussion that I don't think we want to dedicate the whole session to that. I hope it's something for you to think about for now. And about karma, yeah, I do think there's something in there. And now the nitty-gritties I don't know much about, but I do have that sense.